want to say. Let me see. I checked the YouTube. I finally made a Smurf.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Gotta level that up.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of a rough process. I hate doing it. That's why I only have one.
I was about to peak 4K, but you know the RNG gods left me at 3997.
Rip. Um,
Yo, I wanted to tell you, bro. So I sent it to Ian. Obviously, Ian didn't fucking respond, but I have this. I know. Actually, I don't know, because technically, um,
just
Ian
say it.
was looking for an extra support for
Yeah.
just in case.
Yep.
But and then I don't know how Maddie felt. So I don't know if he stopped searching, but my friend Vizalgos, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like a pure flex, bro. Like he has a mechanical skill. Like he's a 4K DPS player, right? But he's like he's really good at support, bro. Like his like I was playing with him for my peak games, and
Mm.
his Lucy was like wow. Like I think he got beat in like under 10 seconds in first fight Rialto. Like it was amazing. I don't even know what the like against top players. Like it was a cracked EU game, and he was popping.
Okay.
I was like, all right. And he's like, I told him about the league, and he was really interested. I was like, talk to. He's like, talk to your coach or your captain, see if you could get me in. I was like, there's other teams. It was like, no, no, no. Like, I feel like the chemistry would be there, you know, bro. Like, I don't even want to play with you guys. I was like, all right, we'll see.
Sure.
If they told you, bro, there's one day. I don't know. We should have streamed it. We 5 stacked, and we went like 15-1. Like more, I think more, like 16-2, maybe some shit like that. But like that day, it was a couple days ago. We
Uh,
just felt unstoppable.
nice.
It was a god stack. It was a god stack. It was
Nice.
me and Sunless on tank.
Uh,
Ian was fucking playing DPS. That's how you know you didn't even need DPS. Like,
bro, okay. Ian's DPS is not that bad. Such a
bro,
dumb narrative, dude.
bro,
It's
bro.
not. Truly, it's not.
I ain't see him in the kill feed. But
Doesn't
he didn't
matter
need
if
to
he's in
be.
the kill
That's the
feed.
thing. True. He's still putting in damage.
Trait. Yeah, I don't know about support wise, but I mean that's just something for you to bring up to Laz, not really me. I don't make roster decisions. I just kind of advise Laz on who to pick up and who not to pick up, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I do want you to see him though. He's cracked.
Sure.
Like in
Yeah,
my
I mean,
opinion, he's cracked.
get him a scrim. Absolutely. Talk to Ian. See what he thinks. If you can get him in a scrim this week, by all means, I'll definitely take a look. Um, yeah. So I don't really know. Cause I'm pretty sure the deadline for CGL adding people is, I want to say like week 4 or 5. At least I think it is. Right now
Okay.
we're on week 3, so I mean he's still got a couple weeks to get somebody in. That's why he put me on the roster was for basically to either fill for main tank or for main
Okay.
support. I most likely won't be playing, but which I don't really care to. But so like let's say like a week like this when Tusk is out for the entire week basically, and let's say this Rhine patch does hit, and it's like massive. That's something I would step in for, kind of thing.
Yeah, because we need the right one.
Right. Um, but that's yeah. I'm basically on the roster for a fill, break in case of emergency type of thing.
Yeah.
On support and tank, not DPS. I don't fuck with that. I've already sent you the stream link. Go ahead and just watch through there.
Got you.
So we're gonna do yours first. We'll do Oasis. I haven't seen this scrim first. If you just want to mute the stream, please, thank you.
I'm in front of you.
So we're gonna do Oasis for this one, and then for Tusk, we'll probably look back at one of the other two maps that we did. Probably not King's Row, since that's the map he played. That's that one we viewed. So yeah, we'll just do the other two maps, whatever they were, I don't remember. And go from there for his, and then after that, we'll see. Before we really start, do you have any questions or anything like that?
Nah, no real questions.
Okay. If you do have any questions,
one
just ask in the middle.
Is Tusk a Rhine main?
No, he plays all the main things.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously your balls are better. your ball is better. And I think both of your Orissas are about the same at the moment. But he focuses more on the I guess more meta tanks. I mean, Orisa is, but you know what I'm trying to say. So.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah. Before he joined the team, I worked with him on Winston, and then he's already been playing Ryan even before I met him. So, and Orisa, I don't know. You just pick it up as a main tank. It's Orisa, just because it is a less mechanically skilled hero. Okay, make sure you're calling out pulls. Good kill from Sunless. Yep. So anytime you get a kill like that, you want to make sure you're taking space, which you did. Honestly, don't really worry about the tracer at this point. Once they start coming through, that's when your attention should switch over to the bulk of their team instead of the tracer. The tracer is eventually will get poked out and force recall or get forced away by Chu, Laz, or one of the other DPS. So you don't really have to worry about her too much. Just look for the enemy team coming through. However, they weren't coming through at the time, so when you were looking at the tracer, that's fine. So when you pop this shield right here, you, like I said before, and probably another VOD review. Let's just rewind this a little bit. Mini shield. So with that pull that you did right there, you see the green dust? Let me know when you do. Instead of pulling right there, you know they're going to be around this corner, and sure that somebody could be standing right here. But with how reduced the radius is for pull, since it got nerfed, you want to try to, at least from this angle, this is just one tiny thing, but instead of shooting it right here, shoot it above this wall. One, if you shoot it this way, the D.Va will be able to eat that. If you shoot it above, the D.Va's not going to be able to eat that, or most likely won't eat that because her reaction time is much slower at a rank like this. So when you shoot that, shoot it above, and you want to make sure that you're getting one of your best abilities off, your second best ability off, and not eaten by the D.Va. Okay. The objective is now. Okay, so you're poking right here. So instead of shielding where you throw your shield where the Rhine is. You want to try to play as far back as you can away from a brawl comp, especially since you guys are playing double shield. If a brawl comp gets in your face, most likely they are more favored to win that than you guys are. You guys have the ability to poke from far range and still not have to take too much damage. So you want to try to take the fight as far back or as far away from the enemy team as possible, especially if they're running a brawl comp like this. So you shoot your shield up like that. Instead, you just back up a little bit. Or keep the shield right where it was, and that's where you play. Either way, you don't want to be this close to their team where they're going to win that fight. Or it's going to be easier for them to win that fight than it is for you.
Gotcha. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, this is fine. Just make sure this is where you're holding. You don't go any further. You need to put your shield up there. By the time they push through, you'll have another one to reposition on point. Like I said, I keep referring to another VOD review I did on Li Jing. I know I did it for either you or Tusk, either way, or team VOD review. But when we're in between a fight like this, we want to push up to here because when the enemy team is coming towards us, we want to make it as hard as possible for them to get to us. So I talked about this before with any rotations that they make. When you use something like pull to disrupt that rotation, or you're putting in extra damage, you're forcing the enemy team to use more resources. So if you're holding up here, the enemy team is thinking, okay, the only resources that we're really going to need to get through this and own the point is DM and shield. We're not going to need to use, hopefully we're not going to need to use more heal orb. We're not going to use heal amp. Instead we're going to use it for speed, that kind of thing, right? They want to use the most minimal amount of resources, or most easily replenished resources as possible to get through a choke like this. By you guys pushing up to here and you guys poking them down as they come in, you're breaking shield so that when they eventually get to point, they're going to have a low shield, they're going to have a low DM resource, they might have used Moira Orb, they might have used already amp already, that kind of thing. So don't just be idle and sit on point. Instead, take a little bit more of an aggressive angle. Once they get to about where they are now, that's when you start to kite back a little bit. You don't want to. You want to put as much pressure on them as possible before they even touch point, so that they use more resources instead of just falling back to point like we do. Which again, you go right back up, so you might as well have been up there to begin with. Yep. So you want to start backing. Good. Yeah, you kind of just panic there and jump down the hole. Again, I mean, that's pretty simple. Don't do that. You don't want to take a duel with the Tracer just because most of the time she will win that duel, which she does. Yeah, so to do something better in that situation is, since you're not shielding anyone else but yourself, go almost like in a turtle type of mode and just put your shield in a corner and just post up there.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Or at least, you don't have to be like directly in a corner. Just kind of point your shield to make a dome around the corner so that you'll be fine. Okay, he's looking for Shatter. It's been 2 fights. You should know that he has this. When somebody goes for a Shatter like this and you don't have really... yeah, that was... you should have known where the bomb was. But when you know the Rein has a Shatter and he gets it off because your shield is broke... one, you use Fortify a little bit too. Let's just go back and watch. Might make it a little bit easier to explain.
I found barrier activated.
Let it render. Okay, looking for this. Okay, like I said before, when you use Fortify, you want to make sure that you've at least gotten through most of your armor before you use it. So you want to make sure, like, so around 200 HP, that's when you want to pop Fortify, because armor already does that reduction of damage. So think of that as like another mini Fortify. So you use your mini Fortify first, and then once it gets down to your base HP, that's when you pop Fortify to make it much harder for them to kill you. It's going to take a lot more resources to kill an Orisa that has basically 2 Fortifies in armor and Fortify than it is to kill Orisa that uses Fortify while she has armor. Because after that Fortify goes away, you know, they're just going to be able to poke down the mini Fortify and then your base health. So you pop Fortify a little bit too early here. Bad pull. Okay, so when he does this, when a Rein goes for a Shatter and you can predict it, you want to pop Fortify and you want to body block as much damage as you can. Because of Fortify reducing the damage by, I think, like 50%, you can take a lot of the damage if they land a Shatter like this. They don't have much follow-up because most of their team is still on point. All they have is the Tracer, the Rein, and possibly the Kree. So by you saving Fortify in that situation before, you would have been able to tank some more of this damage. You might not have entirely lost this fight.
See, I swear, bro. You saw like the exclamation mark was behind me.
Yeah, it was in a weird position, but even if when
it was going over.
Here, we'll hopefully you shoot a shield out, and I'll explain this. So with how this shield, how Orissa's shield is, it's not like a Rein barrier that Rein has to look up to block a bomb. For Orisa, more times than not, unless the bomb, and it's easy to tell because that bomb, it was harder just because where the bomb was, it was like right here. If you just, your shield is almost half of a dome. If you just stand like right here, nothing's gonna hit. That bomb isn't gonna hit you at all. Sure, it's gonna destroy your shield and everything, but for the most part, it's not gonna hit you, right? Just because of how it is on the dome. Does that make sense? I mean, that's just a small thing, yeah. But from if a bomb's like that and it's going right above your head where you think it's kind of like somewhere around there, just stay within your shield. Don't push forward or behind. I have no clue how last died. Alright. Shield down. Good. Honestly, I think that was a good bongo from you. It's just kind of unlucky that the Tracer was on the flank, being able to take it out so easily. That shield, you never want to put your shield towards one person. You want to point it to the bulk of their team, because no matter how much damage that Tracer is going to do to you. Let's just go back again. Render, please. Okay. I'll wait till you get to the Tracer action. Again, you popped Fortify too early there. You still had a good chunk of your armor left. Okay. So where this shield is, no matter how much amount of damage the Tracer is going to do from you at this angle, one person versus 3 people doing damage to you is going to do much more. You don't want to just shoot your shield at one person just to... Where the fuck is that? Oh, okay. You don't want to point your shield just to one person on a different angle. That's going to leave you vulnerable to them. Instead, shoot your shield at the bulk of the team and play. And if the Tracer's still bugging you and that's where your focus is, if that's where the call is, play something like this, because you'll still have a little bit of shield to block any Tracer's damage looking at the shield like this, right? So you playing right here, like on the pillows, Tracer's still not going to be able to shoot through that, right? I'll let the video catch up. So just make sure you're not shooting your shield at somebody who's on your flank. Instead, just play inside your shield a little bit better. Or if worst comes to worst, just bubble dance around it. So this is when I would pop Fortify rather than before, which you get bursted because you don't have it. I don't know how that pulled and hit the D.Va, but alright.
Yeah, I gotta work on the shoulder pull, man. Orisa, like I played Orisa way before she got like.
So, yeah, and with how it's changed now, with how fast the speed is of it,
and it's so little.
I don't think it's the range of where it grabs people is little. That's like I think 5 meters. Yeah. But with the ability, when you use it, you want to use it almost like you use grapple in a sense. I mean, as another ball player, you know that when you're going for, a quick grapple, it's easy to just flick, grab the grapple, and then you go, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see it the same way as the Orisa pull. So when you shoot that out, you're shooting it out, and then you're automatically, close enough to automatic, but you're triggering it to go off, so it sucks people in. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's kind of a bad comparison with Ball and Orisa, but that's honestly the only one I could really think of that's like that. Think of it like a Junkrat's combo, right? He does the initial primary, and then he throws the mine out and detonates it as soon as the primary is done, right? Same thing with Orisa. You want to throw it out and then detonate it, when it's actually going to hit someone. That's how fast you have to be with it. Worry about what's on point, not too far in the future, like what you were. Again, you want to be pushing up to that choke, making sure you're getting that damage in onto them as they come forward. Preferably, with how the enemy team has been positioning this entire time, I will show you. Okay. For the most part, they've been going to the right side where the mini is to your right. Holding to this right side is going to be more advantageous for them because they can just duck. It's easier to get to the right side. Yeah, it's easier for them to get to that position compared to the left side where they either have to go underground or through the door to your left right under Laz, or they have to go above high ground. Either way, positioning in this corner is going to be a little bit worse for Wear compared to the left side. Good attempt on the pull. Like I said, you need to be pushed up a little bit further here. You're not doing anything, and you could have already had your bongos if you pushed up. And what that does, as soon as you get bongos that close and they start pushing in, if somebody makes the call for like an early aggressive play because of which they have 99% on the point, if you win a fight where they're not even touching point or really contesting it too hard or making it a close fight, you popping bongo that early is going to buy you at least another 20% of the time that either, or 20% on the for progress, because it's either going to force them to back up or it's going to force them to engage, which if they do engage, you have that bongo extra damage to help you out with that. You're very slow at switching targets on Orisa. I don't know if that's just Yep, you just... okay, even I was a little bit worried about that bomb. Okay, I'm fine with the bongo placement. Or when you did it is fine. Bad shields from that ball. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, see, this is buying you a lot of percentage of them not trying to engage. Nice, good pull. And he just quit. That's cool. Again, awful fortify. For the most part, you don't want to use fortify when a ball pile drives unless you know you're going to die. For the most part, you're going to be able to tank most of the mines that come out for at least the combo that he did. But if he's not going for a combo like that, don't even bother about fortifying. Because you just wasted a crucial ability that I would probably assume against a better team is going to haunt you down the line. See, something like that. So if you pop fortify right here, you would have been able to tank most of the pulse damage, or at least you wouldn't be at 43 health, and you'd still be able to survive any of this damage that the Tracer's about to kill you with. Instead of popping fortify for mines that didn't even come close to being surrounding you. You know what I mean? So when mines come out, it surrounds everything. Where you are playing, no mine is going to reach you over there except one or two.
Yeah, I thought he did it lower. That's not bad.
Like I said, good pull on the Doom. Yeah, so where he popped it, you're going to get maybe one or two mines right next to you. Which, again, one mine. You didn't need to pop fortify there, basically. And you're about to die. Yep. So that one mistake of your ability might cost you this entire round because of it. Oh, good beat from it, Lucio. D.Va, good. playing field, I would go down and get. Oh, motherfucker has some ball tech. All right, I like it. Good, you get out when you're low. That was ballsy. I would have hit a little bit from the D.Va before going in on the Mega. When you rolled through, make sure you're rolling over the pit so you can get that slam in. Because that slam there was nowhere near as good as it would have been if you rolled through and then did the slam. Because you would have hit, you know, multiple people instead of hitting possibly a Lucio.
Yeah, that's right. Tracer.
Yeah. So honestly, because this is just one mistake that cascaded and made you guys lose that point. But when you popped that fortify, that was one of the reasons why you guys lost this round.
Yeah.
Okay, good. We got some ball play. I like some ball play.
I feel like we should. I don't know. I mean, obviously we do, and I'm not trying to call anybody out. But I want us to. I mean, at least vocalize what ults have been used. I did not know she used pulse already. I assume she did, but I mean, I shouldn't assume. That's my bad.
Common rule, even if for a situation, I agree for the most part. When ults are used, we should be at least calling that either in the mid fight or not mid fight. Well, yeah, either in the mid fight or in between fights.
That was last though. Yeah,
that should be called. But on a side note for the Tracer thing, for the most part, it's just safe to assume that the Tracer has pulse every fight or is pretty damn close to it.
Hey, that's a fast farm. Oh, right?
Yeah, and especially because this Tracer is actually, like, is pretty decent. Like, for the most part...
they did it good.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie is definitely a good DPS. I've played against him before. But for the most part, I mean, if you're seeing how much damage a Tracer's doing, you just gotta assume that she has pulse. Or, like I said, pretty damn close. So. Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't... just go in. Don't wait around like that. Good shields. So your job here is to do exactly what you just did. You want to be making sure you're either doing one of two things. Either you're bullying the supports, because what they want to do, they want to be playing in almost a semi-goat unit, right? They want to be playing on top of each other, all committed to the dive, you know, sustain with the Moira and the Lucio, that kind of thing. As your job on ball, you're trying to break that up as much as possible with slam, with...
Yeah, dismantle it.
Yes, exactly. By forcing either the supports to back away, or you're peeling for something like for less. That's for the most part what your job should be in this, which is something that you do right there.
Yeah. I don't know how Gekko died. I think that's why.
Yeah. So when you rolled through onto point, I mean, this is just something that I saw and I probably would have tried to go for. Once you grapple through... No, not the slam. Grapple through, I would try to knock them off high ground. High ground is one of the best things you can get in Overwatch, obviously. But if you knock them down, that forces the monkey to either use leap, that forces DM, that kind of thing, right? It's forcing resources by you knocking them off high ground. They're going to have to use mobility to get control of it again, that kind of thing. That's you controlling space, is by contesting it, by either knocking them off or... just physically moving them with, with your CC ability. So I would have just gone in for the grapple up and then tried to fireball them off, kind of thing. But that's just a very, 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 very small thing. Oh, that guy just fucking won.
Yeah, it was just beating.
Good combo, good touch. Oh, sweet. And you killed the Moira? Alright, sure.
I think she faded off.
Yeah, I think the slam got kill credit for it. So I think you played that well. You backed up when your team called you to. Now this is just to clean up and you focusing targets that your team's calling. Okay, yes, again, I agree with this. So instead of trying to focus down the monkey when he comes in, make sure that, I mean, because compare this, right? If the monkey goes in right now, and all 6 of you focus him down.
Primal.
Right, he has no primal, but sure, he's gonna get follow-up. The Moira's gonna come in and heal, D.Va's gonna Matrix for him. Instead, what you do, which is the better move, you go after, you're trying to draw their focus so that they can focus down the monkey easier. You have 500 HP, you have 2 seconds on grapple cooldown before you can, or not before, 2 seconds of grapple, or on cooldown before you can get out. You're gonna survive much more longer than a monkey is. You doing that prevents any follow-up to him. At that point, when he leaps in, he's feeding. And exactly. You just have. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to get out a ball and shoot. You're making sure that they're using resources and looking and switching their focus away from helping their monkey and instead putting it on you. Which is that was a great play. Small things, but good. I wouldn't let them see me at all right here. You already have mines. You don't need to peek for damage. I would hide on the right side, but like beneath. Yeah, right here. Perfect. So right where I paused it, that's where I would hide. As soon as they start coming through, that's when you want to do the minefield. So as soon as you see the monkey, that's when I would go, because you got to account for how fast how mobile their whole team is. That as soon as you see that monkey, you want to go in, because they all have abilities to get out. So if you're going to go for a play like this, make sure you're doing it as soon as the monkey comes through, or if Chu shouts out, whoever's peeking this choke, hey, they're coming through, that kind of thing, that's when you go in. Even if you don't see anyone, that's when you should go in. So you wait. Now, I would go right now. If you go for the minefield out here, which you do. So that I'm explaining, at least that's the play that you made, and I'm explaining when you should be. I'm trying to trying to help you out with that play, but specifically, if we're alt tracking and everything like that, that minefield didn't really do much. Like I said, they do have a lot of mobility, which I guess is honestly kind of contradicting what I just said. But now that I'm realizing this, using your mines defensively, so when they come in for something like a blade, is probably going to get you more value against a mobile team comp that they have. Chu kind of saved this with his 2K bomb, but when the Genji comes in like that, and or at least we know he has blade, you want to try to save mines defensively against that, because he's not going to be able to do much with mines. Yep. Yeah, just no. I would stay in. Bad shield usage. You weren't getting poked down too hard. You weren't about to die. That was back when I said with Ameng, you want to make sure you're using it at the last second to get the most value. That wasn't a good value. Unlucky with the grapple. Very unlucky.
Yeah, that kind of tilted me.
Yeah. But you didn't really need to roll out there when the D.Va started pressuring you. You still had like 600 HP, or like 500 HP. Plus, you still had shields, and you had your cooldowns to get out. I would have stayed in there, poked down the monkey a little bit more, because one, that forces him to play more passively, because he needs to get healed up before he goes in. If not, he's gonna get wrecked. So I just would have stayed in there a little bit longer and poked him out. Again, you don't need shields here. Again, this is where you would need shields, is right here when the tanks come in. Good body block and focus from them, but. The last break. This should be interesting. Again, I would do what you were doing. Poke down the monkey. Good try. Yeah. So against McCree, as soon as you saw the McCree, I wouldn't go for that slam, because slam is on a long cool. I mean, is not your longest cooldown, because that's obviously shields, but It's a long cooldown either way, so for the most part, a good McCree will be using his flash for your slam. The only way you want to use slam against a McCree is if, one, you know he doesn't have flash, or two, you're like completely coming out of nowhere type of thing. But it was a good play from him to flash it. Ooh, damn, that was close. Good boo. Fucking massive. Yeah, I would just stay up. You gonna get out? Oh my fuck, you got out. I'm shook. Yeah, good minefield. That's a great minefield. Yeah, I see what you tried to do against the Genji. That was good. Okay, you had 250 health. You definitely could have killed that Lucio. He honestly would have died if you would have just stayed in there a little bit longer. Good, I wouldn't take the duel with the Genji. That's good. Yeah, that D.Va was kind of stupid for dipping out like that. They could have got it to 99. Dude, their monkey is booty. Holy shit. That's the second time he jumped in and fed.
Win it alone. Yeah.
Okay, again,
you have... Again from that D.Va.
Yeah, you have 84. Oh, that's right. Did you get the kill credit for that?
Yeah, she gave me a lot of ultra.
Nice. Yeah. So again, you almost have mines here. Instead of waiting, and corner peeking this, I would be more aggressive to try to build up the rest of those mines. The faster you have mines...
I feel like...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, but the feel like how I play when I'm around 80, I mean, I guess I'll change it according if you say so, but I feel like the boop, my initial boop, I think I'm going to get, it always gives, I think, 5 to 10. So I either go for that and I initiate with slam, and then I feel like... And I think this is going to be last fight, so that's why...
Right, okay, let's just see how this plays out, and if it goes the way I think it will, I'll explain it. Oh, crazy, yeah. Okay, you get some of the damage there. Okay, see, you're doing what I said for you to do, you're just doing it a little bit later. They don't even touch. Okay, well...
Yeah, they were scared. They were scared.
That's what it was. So, either way, what play would you have gone for right here?
So, I wanted to... After the D.Va and Winston jump in, right?
Yep.
I was feeling... I had to figure... I know he didn't have Monkey O. I don't know about D.Va Bomb, but I know he didn't have Monkey O.
Sure.
So, I was going to either boop them in and slam their backline. And after I slam their backline, Moira's going to Cole. So, I want to boop her away.
Okay, so that... I'm saying movement-wise. How would you have gone through like this?
Okay. So I'm probably gonna grapple. You see the right side of where D.Va is, probably around there.
So you're saying like right here? Sorry.
The streams. Yeah, probably around there.
Okay.
And boop.
And then you would go through the choke?
Yeah, and then I'd probably come back.
Okay.
Reverse around and split them farther.
Sure. On the off chance that you wouldn't have gotten ult from that, by you poking ahead and getting those mines, you're just basically adding another step that you would have been doing anyway, is that when you grapple through, let's say you already have ult, instead of booping tanks forward and then just slamming backline, you would be able to do even more separation by grappling, booping them through, doing the poop and scoop, but instead you would be able to drop mines and still split off their supports, either forcing them to have to wall ride around it or fade through it, which is forcing cooldowns, right? So by you having mines ahead of time, you're automatically doing more than just doing your original play without mines. Right.
Got you. Yeah, because I could leave it on.
Yeah, so even if you're going to get, even if there's a chance you might get you might get your ult from doing that one roll through, it doesn't matter if, at least it doesn't matter necessarily, just because you could already have mines and not risk the fact that you potentially might not get mines from the roll through. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're taking out a middleman and taking out a chance that you're gonna
High
get
reward, less risk.
a good fireball through people.
You should be at peak performance level.
Masenkeku put the art up.
Okay. Ooh, okay, this is juicy. Ah, that was juicy. The Ana was behind. You could have gone in on her. I mean, I know you didn't really see it, but and this play is also fine. Oh, this is disgusting. Yep. Perfect. Okay, I like your roll up better. I was gonna suggest going, just stick with the routine, go to high ground kind of thing. I like your rollout better just because if they don't
That's
have a
why they catch
Lucio,
them off in
right?
rotation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have that ability to get the environmental kills. Point hasn't unlocked yet. I would have gone for the ball and done some damage onto him, but that's just me. Yeah, don't push out too far here. That's unlucky. Good shields. I don't think you needed to chase in that far. As soon as, Gek died, I would have just rolled backwards and gotten out into there.
Yeah, I was just trying to get him out.
You are lucky that ball didn't hit you. Or the Sombra. Nice. Nice, you denied res too, that's good. Yep, Mind Fist. Yep, good. Perfect minefield. That is a gorgeous minefield. Gorgeous minefield. Wait a little bit further until you get wait. So you see the mines that are up top. I would have waited until you were a little bit further out to pop mines, but like I said, it was still a great mine either way. Nice, good boop on the Lucio. Yeah, okay, about what I said about Kyrie, he is a good DPS, but what he just did was fucking stupid. Motherfucker just walked in a straight line hoping you would hit him, like, shit. With Sombra dead, I don't mind you going out this far, but again, with a better team, they might be able to punish that. Like, instead of running, their bullshit double made support, if they ran like a Brig and something else, yeah. Okay. Okay, as soon as you see that TP, honestly, I would probably camp the TP and have your and call out, "Hey, I found Sombra TP." Once she goes out of stealth and starts attacking your team, hopefully they relay that, and that's when you destroy TP. Instead of just destroying it there, you get hacked. She gets, how much art charge out of you? She gets at least 20% all charge out of you because of it, but. So when you get slant, like when they do the mines pile drive, I personally like to pile drive right after because that still destroys some of the mines.
Destroys them. I usually do that.
And you're not gonna go into something like this and die from. Okay, so you do it, but it's late, and you did get hit by some of the mines. You had shields available. You could have popped shields, but that's kind of a small thing. Yo, dude, Sunless is kind of cracked on Echo. I'm not gonna lie, his Echo's pretty damn good.
Echo's really good. His Echo's really good. And Echo's OP, so I mean, like, shit. She
I don't
can
think
clean
he's
up
OP,
fights.
but he's definitely pretty good on Echo.
I feel like Echo's time to kill is so high. Beam is so good.
Yeah, it is. All you have to do is like hit what, like 2 orbs and maybe 1 primary before you can easy kill him. Good mines. Yep, you want to do the damage. Yeah, I'd focus, turn my, again, okay, you're switching focus way too often. That Doom was one that you should have been able to, you should have chased him down instead of switching focus to the Lucio. Because I don't know if, the Doom still dies, but, oh fuck, okay. Well, I'm assuming you won that fight because I think you guys won every map against them, or at least most of them. I don't know, either way.
Yeah, we win this fight.
So for Orisa, you need to work on your Fortify. Definitely your Fortify, just because of a lot of those fights you were popping it way too early. Like I said, you want to make sure you're layering the
Don't
Fortify
mention
and
it.
the armor. So, try to get most of your armor out before you pop Fortify. Because that is her best ability. Since since pull her mini pull or mini grab was nerfed, um, her Fortify is now her best ability, just because it allows her to tank so much more damage um, than most tanks, just because of that one ability for 3 or 4 seconds, either way. Um, Everything else with shields and pulls, that kind of thing, that just any mistakes that you made with those, it just seemed that they were either heat of the moment and you fucked up, or as a one-time thing. It's not something I was seeing repetitively. But yeah, mostly for Orisa, you just need to work on Fortify usage and not popping it so early. Ball. Again, I think for Ball, there's no overarching problem that I really saw, or at least that I can think of. It was just some tiny things here or there. Shields, that was one of them. You're still popping your shields and not getting the best value out of them. You're either popping them to duel a Moira, or you're popping it to duel one Genji, instead of just saying, no, I'm not going to take this fight, and deciding to roll away, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be better than popping shields. It's going to be better to pop shields when you're going to take a shitload of damage compared to doing a duel. Yeah, I think those are the two big things on Orisa and Ball. What time is it? Oh, fuck. Are you down to look at least, we can do at least half of a round for Tusk, because that's going to be on Ryan.
It's fine, I don't care.
Okay, because that's, since you didn't have a Ryan VOD, that's going to be the next best thing I can do for it. Havana was a roll. We did King. Let's see Hanamura. Or don't. That's cool. Game. Oh, I have to leave this. Fucking dumbass. I don't wanna. So, if Tusk can't make the game this week, this is a strat that you're definitely gonna need to learn, because, as everyone likes to call it, this is the Oasis cheese.
This is the Oasis cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
Defend objective A.
Fuck. I'll rewind it some more.
Ready for battle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
What the fuck hit you that got you so damn low? Okay, one headshot, dynamite, another headshot, another body shot. Okay, instead of doing that, there's one of the jumps that you can do. You're not looking to stay up on this high ground. You're just looking to pressure the Ashe out, which you did. So instead, just kind of doing a short jump that's in the air, and it's gonna. Hopefully, you're gonna be able to tase from where you do the short jump all the way up here. As you go down, you're tasing. You just fall backwards. Small thing, but fuck, I hate this.
She's already 50 to Bob.
Yeah, she did a shit ton of damage to Tusk. Tusk kind of beady boy. Again, big feedy boy. Yeah, okay. As soon as your Lucio gets killed like that, or trapped like that, I would pop a bubble down. Because yeah, okay, good call on the Ashe. She was about to push her, Ana. Dude, you are so fucking lucky that Ryan didn't pin you. Nice, you did the melee combo. Good bubble. Well, decent bubble. Who do they have? Let's rewind that a little bit. I want to see this from a different perspective. Where the fuck is the Ana playing?
I think point. Back right point.
Okay, we get the kill on the Ryan. Okay, I actually don't like that bubble. That doesn't really do much for you, because what are you really blocking right here? As soon as, because all of them are just going to kite back this way. This bubble doesn't do much for you. I would have put the bubble either walking forward and then put it in between the Bob.
A bell.
Or I would have put it right next to the bell, or doing anything you can to block LOS from the Ana, instead of just popping it right there. I don't really think that was the greatest bubble. And you managed to wake up the Bob. Congratulations. Yeah, so you got leap. Perfect bubble from there, Zarya. Also, you having bubble there would have let you survive. Yeah, we managed to clutch this out, but... Yeah, Name, even though they had Bob so quickly, we still had Nano really quickly, which allowed us to win the fight. Which, honestly, I probably would have I would take Nano over Bob in most situations. Okay, you had a perfect chance to do a primary in the air onto the Mercy, or not a primary, a melee onto the Mercy in the air. Okay, let's see how we take this. Okay, yeah, we just don't go in. Okay, so with how close we have an ult, this is a call that you should be making, that we almost have D.Va Bomb, we almost have Beat, we almost have Nano. We should try to farm Nano here and give Chu more time to build Bomb, because once we have those three ults, we don't even need Blade, we don't even need Pulse to do this. I mean, honestly, we don't even really, well, I mean, we do need Beat, but those three ults are going to be perfect for the kind of play that we want to do. We want Chu to throw Bomb up on the high ground to clear them off high ground. Hopefully they either drop off or they go into the tunnels. And then once they do drop off or back up into the tunnels, that's when we Nano Tusk to jump in, start doing, doing his tickle damage to everyone with Nano, and either get a pick or force more resources out of them, force lamp, that kind of thing. And then once Nano expires or we're getting really low, that's when we pop Primal. So the call probably should have been made here to just wait this out, and try to build the rest of our ults. This is when you go straight down mid to take some damage like that, which we do, so we can build ult. Good. So now we have Nano going into this fight. We have Bomb.
Pocketed Ash guys.
Don't primal. Good bubble from you to protect yourself from the Zarya. I'd still wait on... I would have waited a little bit longer on primal. Bubble, good. Yep. I'm fine with that bubble. That was a good bubble there. You needed to kill the Lucio, not the monkey. Or you should have been looking for the Lucio instead of the monkey. Bubble, good. Yeah, unlucky.
Re-engaging.
Bad Nano from us. Okay, good for you. No.
Nap time.
Go, go, no! As soon as Chase throws that pulse out, you need to be jumping in, because as soon as that damage goes off, no matter if they have Moira or if they have Ana or Bap, okay,
Get a kill.
yeah, you're gonna get the kill out of that. Let's say they don't throw drone out, but you're gonna get the kill off that from the follow-up damage. You could have killed the Lucio as soon as you jumped in, because he was that low as soon as you did, as soon as the pulse went off. Don't go for a leap like that. You want to just walk up to them. You don't want to use leap to engage most of the time. Good attempt on blocking the damage with the bubble. Yep, go for the Moira. Just zone her out. That's all you're doing here. Getting the kill even better. Perfect. Good, you played that good. I would have gone for the mini to heal up. I think Chase is playing around it, so nice. Oh, that would have been a perfect bubble if he had managed to beat inside bubble.
Bubble cuts out beat LOS, right?
Yep, and he shields too. Yeah, you want to try to juggle them off the point. That wasn't really a great use of primal out of you. But it doesn't matter, we can win this fight. Yep. Bubble usage is still a little bit poor. For the most part, you're going to be using bubble to block any kind of healing coming in, obviously, but you want to make sure you're splitting it in between their backline and their tanks. Specifically, I'm talking about the bubble on first, but that was one situation that I can say positively that the bubble wasn't really the best. Anything else, I just had to look back on. Okay, you go for the fire strike. Get a good amount of all charge from it. That was good. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this to you name the strat. So the goal of this is basically you're trying to funnel the enemy team into this room. That for the most part, that's the goal. When they walk into this, looking at this, you're not really seeing any other way to go through without super hard contention except through here, right? Because as soon as they funnel in here, this is almost is somewhat of a death box, just because what happens is usually Tusk. I hate that we do this, but Tusk usually does something like pin into here, we throw lamp, and then he just goes to town on them, which somehow it works.
Interesting strat, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just one thing. Even if we don't go for a play like that, we're still mirroring their rotation. So as soon as they come in here, what Tusk does, he should be rotating around this way. So as soon as they come through this door, they're still meeting him. Again, you're trying to corral them. So as soon as they come through here, the Rein's holding here. Looking at it this way, if a Rein's standing right in front of me, where am I going to go? If you take the fight this way, sure. Otherwise, you're going to try to rotate through here, which at that point, this is a comp that's all about big rotations, right? Either they're going to go up top or they're going to go through this door. So what Tusk does here, if they run a brawl comp instead of what they're running, which is a dive, Tusk is looking to, let's say if they are running a brawl comp, he's just looking to swing around the corner, do some damage, that kind of thing. When Chu's shield blocks, he jumps out in front of here and shields up. Blocking any damage. When Chu's shield is back up, he rotates back over here and does his thing still. If they decide to push him, he just backs up. Hopefully he gets lamp and enough time for our team to push forward and help rescue him for the most part. If they push towards Chu, he has all of these people behind him, plus Tusk will be right here swinging at their back line if they really try to push Chu. For this, the Torb is in this comp to protect Maddie. Maddie and Laz to a degree. The Widow is in here for the big pick potential, and we're using double flex because Discord on an enemy Rhine, Tusk should be winning that battle most of the time. And Laz can just throw Immortality Field out for either one of them because he's so far away. Or not so far away, because can throw Immortality out for them, and it does better than something like an Ana heals. Or Moira, that kind of thing. So that's the comp. But since they're running a dive, the rotations that you're gonna make, since they can completely negate, like I said with the explanation, you're trying to corral them in that one area. With a dive, they can just jump over shields. So when that happens, what the rotation that should be made is to go to point, because dive is much weaker outside of I don't want to say open spaces, but your comp thrives a bit more than their dive in a almost tight knit space like this, compared to theirs.
Yeah.
So the rotation for a dive is going to go back to point. Bad Fire Strike, if anything, you want to look to the right side and jiggle peek that, throw it at the D.Va. She just used DM, so it wouldn't have gotten eaten. So, see what he does? As soon as they notice that they're running full dive, he backs up the point. Tries to go in for the pin on the Doom, that's fine. He's one, just win. Unlucky we didn't kill him. That's fine, Monkey dies. Yeah, push forward. And with having the Orisa Rein, it allows Tusk to not worry so much about needing to shield his team when he just has an Orisa barrier right behind him. So he's a little bit more free to do damage. Basically, if they have the Brawl comp, this choke is better because he can swing freely through, right? The dive comp, when you guys rotate back to point, that's you guys somewhat clumping together, which still doesn't leave Tusk useless. Compared to fighting out here, Tusk is going to be useless because he's not going to have no way to catch up to them. Compared to fighting on point, when they're going to have to dive on him, and he's still going to be able to do work, compared to out there where he can't catch up to the dive. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He's like the corraler of the fight. Like,
Sort, yeah.
Herding the sheep. I think this comp is gonna get even better with the Rein buff.
Yeah, most likely. Oh, it's not that I don't believe, it's just I don't know if Rein's still good in. If the buff is going to be super impactful, which I believe it will be impactful, but I don't know if it's going to be like must pick for Rein typically.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a must pick because stuns still kill him. CC is still.
Sure. Okay, we try to go for a play like this.
I never know how I feel about these.
So what he could have gone for a shatter here, which I probably would have preferred, but if we're gonna go for like a play like this, we need to communicate it to our team and we need to have our team push forward. So how this is usually set up is the back line and our Torb are sitting back here. When we go for a play like this, they need to be pushed up a little bit further so that when he goes for this play, we can push up and help him capitalize on something like that. Yeah, going for the pin like he did is much more dangerous because a better Rein, specifically I've done this multiple times, or I at least know this for this map, that as soon as I hear that Rein charge, I do a 180 and charge back. Yeah, counter charge it. So that what he did was very, very risky, but if you're going to go for a play like that, you want to go for shatter, not the pin. Big shatter from him, though. Again, don't go for the Rhine. You could have pushed forward and killed the Mercy. Go for squishies, not for the tanks. Good attempt on the fire strike to kill the Widow. Yeah, you back the fuck up. Okay, I mean, other than not peeking that, and you should have gone for the squishies instead of going for the Rhine for the swing.
I feel like the shatter in sense was good, but I don't know.
He would have been able to get 2 kills out of that. They were low, even though he was, excuse me, even though he was out of LOS, he hit a 4-man shatter. He could have killed both supports.
60 seconds remaining.
Ryan makes it spin.
Yeah. Okay, you're dying on point here. I probably wouldn't have gone in like this. Oh, we managed to stall a little bit longer, but
There's still fight in me yet.
I don't know. All charge is gonna be.
yeah, exactly. So
Now they have 4. They have 1.
yeah, I wouldn't have gone. Even though you still bought more time off the clock, I wouldn't have gone in for that just because you're still giving them 3 bodies of all charge to over to them. Don't just walk through for the fire strike, make sure you're jiggle peeking. Because since they have a diva, you doing that jiggle peek is going to give her less of an opportunity to see, okay, Ryan's right here, I need a DM because he's about to fire strike. Compared to jiggle peeking, where her reaction, you're banking on her reaction time being slower. Again, if you know he has shatter, do the 1 swing and then shield back up. And we lose the point. Dude, I'll be totally honest, I am sick and tired of looking at the same fucking VODs.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't had any scrims.
Like, yeah, exactly. This is, like, I've gone over... I mean, I could do the one of the game, but that honestly was just a roll, so I don't really want to look at that. But I've done... This is the second time I've done this scrim with tanks. I'm pretty sure second time I've done it with supports. 1 time I've done it with DPS. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
CGO has a T5 league, right?
Yep. I don't know if they have a T6 one anymore, but they might. Don't push forward into that low. You don't have... Okay, now you have lead. But you don't have bubble and you're at 70 HP. You should have died here. Thank God Laz hits his fucking 4-man lead. Good, glad we ran the Lucio.
I'm on fire.
I'm on fire. Really? Defense point. Objective B.
I'm waiting.
30 seconds.
I think you were a little bit slow on where you were trying to go to. I would be after the brig once you get nano. Again, on the brig, you just left the brig to try to do a bunch of damage to everyone instead. You waited here too long and now you die because of it. Dude, I swear, Chase and Chew clutched the fuck up out of this fight.
Yeah. I think I saw this.
Yep. Chase gets 2. Chu gets 1 with the bomb. Maddie has a good beat. Good. Make sure you're going after the brig.
Yeah, I forgot. How does the armor work in the game again? What is it? Resistance against shock?
It's kind of hard to explain. I think with like basic primary fire, it does a reduction of damage compared to something like shields or base health. Yeah, so that's why you want to try to be able to, on tanks specifically, because those are the people who have the armor. You want to be
buff is gonna be good.
Yeah, it is for sure. The 300, that's for sure gonna be good.
That's really good.
It's gonna be wild. Honestly, I probably see something like a Rhine Diva medic coming out of this.
I could see it too. They could brawl.
Yeah.
One. Attackers incoming.
I mean, that's how it was before too. Like back in the day.
That was in February. Yep. Good pull from Chu. Yeah, be careful when you're going out that far. Because that happens. It was a good trap from their junk, though.
Back into the fray.
This is the fight I remember. Okay. I was so confused how he won this, just because... Or maybe it wasn't this fight, I think it was the next fight.
I'm pretty sure Chase has.
Yeah, Chase gets, what, 2 or 3 picks on that one? So.
He is on this.
Yeah.
After he gets his support pick, I think it's just clean up in.
You're looking for the Diva? Maybe? Good fire strike, but it sucks that she didn't come out of mech fast enough. Again, make sure you're trying to combo fire strike with Orisa pull, and you're doing it around the corner. So instead of doing it like that, walk up, look at this damn door, fire strike back. That's all you have to do. You're guaranteed to hit at least 2 people with a fire strike like that, compared to just, you know, peeking like this and trying to shoot it at a Junkrat who's just gonna dodge it. Like I said, the less time that you're giving them to react to something, the more likely it's gonna hit. Okay, see, okay, this is fine, but I would have made the rotation to the left already. Fucking lucky as shit.
30 seconds.
Yeah, big shatter. Good play.
Yep. 10 seconds.
Nice, you saw the Mega, that's good. You're gonna die here, but they're not gonna be able to touch. So.
Victory.
There you go. For Ryan, it's the fire strike around the corner. Make sure you're giving them less chance of, less time to react. It's the same thing with Shatter, which I've seen you do 100 times. That you just walk around a corner, or you jump around a corner and you shatter. Like, it's almost the same thing as fire strike. Just peek around the corner for a second to jiggle peek it, and give them less time to react compared to just looking straight at them. Fire strike compared to, looking around a corner real quick and fire strike, and they're not going to have time to react to that, or at least to a degree some people won't. For Winston, primal target focus, it was kind of all over the place. We were either looking to, for the most part, what you were doing with it was zoning. You could have gotten a couple kills, which the primal onto the Moira, that was a really good primal. But on anything else, you could have killed the Brig in one situation. Could have been doing something else when you were trying to keep the Zarya and the Ryan at bay. And you're still popping primal a little bit too early. You could be, trying to get as much damage out as you can in your primary, and then popping primal when you're low. Bubbles were 50-50, some kind of shoddy, some were alright. You want to be, Winston is a character that his abilities are much more impactful than some others. His bubble is more than just cover for you. It has a dual purpose. It's cover for you and your team, but it also is blocking any kind of healing coming through or support that's coming through to the tanks. So that's when you want to be using bubble. You want to be using it to try to split off healing and any damage coming onto your team when their tanks are pushed forward. That's when the optimal opportunity for using bubble is. On Rein, I already said it with the Jiggle Peak. When you know they have Shatter, start getting into a habit of having a routine that's going to easier allow you to block Shatter when you know they have it. So the one swing of the hammer and then shield back up. One swing of the hammer, shield back up. Because if Orion is going to be looking for Shatter that fight, he's going to get kind of antsy and try to predict this. So he's going to Shatter as soon as he thinks you're going to start swinging through. Or switch it up every once in a while. Do one swing and one swing shield, the next one do two swings, and then he's going to think you're going in more aggressive, which allows you to be able to put shield back up and block it when he does go for a Shatter. Pins were fine. I didn't think you did too bad with those. Shield management was fine on Rein. That's all I really have for this VOD review though for you. So good job.